Similar yet distinct. This sentence is perfect to describe the modules that I'm gonna share today. Today's video is the introduction of 3 similar module battery packs that we're gonna share today. Okay, as you can see, here they are. As you can see, their appearances are actually exactly the same. Also about the size, the length of this module is 355 millimeters. Height is 150 millimeters, and its height is 150 millimeters, and the width is 110 millimeters. Besides, their weight are also very close, which is around 11 to 12 kilograms. Most importantly, they are all from the same manufacturer, from CATL, which is one of the biggest and best brand for EV battery manufacture in China. Alright, it looks like they are cut from the same cloth, right? Actually, they are different pattern because they are in different capacity. This one is 174 ampere hours, and this one 180 ampere hours, and this one 195 ampere hours. So 3 different kinds of capacity. All of them are 4S1P module battery packs. 4S1P means 4 pieces in series and 1 piece in parallel. So in total 4 cells for each module, like this 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you buy the modules for your Nissan Leaf car, you need to buy at least 24 pieces because the total cells for one car is 96 cells. So if each module 4 cells, so by 24 pieces multiple 4 pieces, you can get 96 cells to get the total voltage of 355 volts. So if you buy the capacity 174 ampere hours, you can get 61 kilowatts. And if you buy 180 ampere hours, you can get 63 kilowatts. And if by 195 capacity ampere hours, you can get 68 kilowatts. The higher kilowatts, the longer drive range it will be. Anyway, these 3 modules are suitable for your Nissan Leaf car, and some customers also buy them to modify their cars to increase the drive range. So how do customers distinguish those 3 module battery packs? Actually, after all, their appearances, size, also their manufacturer are exactly the same, right? Or maybe someone will think it can be tell from the weight. It is indeed that the weight is very close, which is around 11 to 12 kilograms. Take the samples beside me. 174 ampere hours is 11.4 kilograms. 180 ampere hours is 11.8 kilograms. And 195 ampere hours is the most heaviest, which is 12.2 kilograms. But actually, it can only be used as for reference because judging by weight is not so accurate. Their regular weight is actually very close. Even though the same capacity, the weight will be slightly different according to a different batch. Actually, the most accurate way to distinguish these 3 modules is by testing its capacity by professional testing machine. Okay, and we only sell real capacity modules to customers. If you got a professional testing machine by yourself, there's one thing you need to notice when you test those modules. The thing is, there are 2 versions of this kind of module battery packs, high voltage version and normal voltage version. The voltage range for normal voltage version is from for single cells is 2.7 volts to 4.2 volts, and the voltage range for the high voltage module is 2.8 volts to 4.3 volts. So if you buy a high voltage module battery packs, it means that the testing voltage should be also from 2.8 volts to 4.3 volts. If you use the normal voltage range to test the high voltage module battery packs, the testing result will show the capacity is insufficient. But it is because that the extra capacity haven't released yet. In fact, no matter normal voltage version module or high voltage module, they are actually the different design from the manufacturer. At present, in normal cases, mostly we sell the normal voltage modules so that the customers can get sufficient capacity from the normal voltage range for single cells from 2.7 volts to 4.2 volts. Of course, except for the capacity testing, the voltage internal resistance will be also tested before shipped to the customer. So next, let's do a small test to show you guys how we test the internal resistance and the voltage of the modules. Okay, here's the testing machine. Let's get started. Okay, the first single cell, 3.17 volts. The internal resistance 0.3 milliohm. Second cell 3.15 volts and 0.3 milliohms. And the third cell 3.17 volts, internal resistance 0.3 milliohm. And the last cell 3.18 volts and 0.3 milliohms. As you can see, the modules are in very good consistency. Okay, this is the 195 ampere hours, 180 ampere hours, and 174 ampere hours. So every module battery packs will be tested like this before shipment. Okay, that's all for today's video. If you're interested in more information about our module battery packs, please do not hesitate to contact us. See you in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.